on. The Hikers, the Soufriere Hikers, a really interesting game, a must-win game for the Hikers and the Saltpond Breakers have already qualified for the second round. This would be a very interesting game. We just had the conclusion of our first game today between Fort Charlotte Strikers and the top table contenders, Botanical Gardens Rangers. A very exciting game. I think it was a very clinical innings by the Fort Charlotte Strikers to win that game. A very impressive game by the Fort Charlotte Strikers. Gentlemen, having two gentlemen with me inside the studios here right now, Romel Currency and Mile Bascom. Welcome, guys, and welcome to this evening's edition.
Thank you, Martin. And a good afternoon to the viewers who are watching on Facebook or any other media device or app. Yes, this is going to be a keenly contested match between Saltpond Breakers and Soufriere Hikers, mainly because Soufriere Hikers, they have found themselves under the pump. They need to win this game. Saltpond Breakers, they don't need to win this game. They're going to qualify nonetheless, but they would want to make sure that they finish in the top two to give themselves an extra chance of making the finals. Soufriere Hikers on paper seems to be an excellent team. They have good experience, good first-class players. So it's a bit surprising that they have found themselves where they are right now. Other people might disagree. Other people might say, well, they have the batting on paper, but the batting haven't come to the fore, or they lack the strength in the bowling, having to bowl so much spinners. You know, it's a matter of opinion there. But they would be kicking themselves, but they would want to come here today and make amends for what has happened thus far in the tournament and ensure that they give themselves the best chance of qualifying.
Miles, you've been in this tournament, you have played, you're the leading run scorer so far in this tournament. The Soufriere Hikers, they have not kicked off. What do you think is the biggest issue with that team so far?
I think that they expected their captain, Desron, to lead for them with the bat. He, like Pope, doesn't seem to be sure of the way they want to go about constructing the innings. We have seen him move himself up and down the order, and finally opening in the last game and getting what was his best score, probably over 2 editions.
Yes.
So they would hope that that is the start of good things for Maloney, and that would inspire a lot of confidence in the entire batting lineup.
Right. On the other side, where Sunil Ambris have really taken on the mantle of leadership, and he has taken his team to a championship, the first championship, and he's doing that in his second edition. There's a much difference between him and Maloney. Really, he has had a fantastic tournament so far. Your views on the Saltpond Breakers so far, Romel?
Ambris has led from the front with the bat, very decisive, very clear on his role at the top of the order, taking the opportunity when it presents itself for him to bat deeper. I think what he has done, what he has tried to do is to have his partner being the aggressor, and give himself the chance just to play low-risk cricket shots. But I don't think that he has found a partner who has quite been able to kick off, and he has had to carry the bulk of the scoring during the power play, which he has done very well. What he also has to his advantage, the likes of Dylan Johnson and Ryan John, very powerful strikers of the ball. And you see that he has been using them every opportunity he gets to bring them into the game, give them as much time as possible to really get a start and get going.
Well, we have seen excellent innings by the skipper yesterday, Ambris, to really show his fortitude as a batsman in this tournament. But for the Hikers, we have seen the absence of the skipper Maloney and also the likes of Salvan Brown, who was very, very good in the last edition. We have not seen those performances from him, but they will be looking forward for those today. The feelers are on the field already. The umpires are out, and we have the salt and breakers batters who are coming out, strolling out. This is set to be a very exciting game. We're looking forward to have an exciting game between these two players, these two teams, and a target for the salt and breakers would be what, gentlemen?
Well, judging from what we have seen thus far, anything in excess of 110 would be a competitive total. It will not be a total like the chase inside can't overtake, but it would give the bowlers at least a fighting chance to defend it. Yes, we had a very competitive game this morning where the first team scored 111 and the batting team, well, the team that batted second was able to overcome that total with 1 over to spare. But the sun is out. There has been no rain in the area thus far, so I expect the pitch to dry out a little bit, right? Therefore, giving the spinners a bit more advantage. And I know the Soufriere Hikers, they are a team that is full with spinners, so that should augur good for them going forward. So I'm guessing a total 100, 110 should be quite competitive.
Miles?
Yes, I think 110 is probably where you would want to be to believe that you are in with a chance as a batting team.
We start of this game, a short delivery by it's Hodge who starts the bowling for the Hikers, and Ambris took strike. Another started off with a single to mid-wicket, one of his favorite errors, and the salt and breakers are off to a good start so far with the skipper. So we see Hodge with the ball in his hand. He'll be opening the bowling here. Has been doing it for several games. Short delivery, just pull that one to the man at short mid-wicket, no run. What should be the approach here of the batsmen in this power play?
Well, this is the first time I'm seeing Sion Sween opening the batting. I suspect, given his exploits in the previous games down at the lower order, that is the reason why he's at the top, because Sunil Ambris's partner so far, his opening partner, has not really come to the fore. So that might be his key role, to try as much as possible to give Sunil Ambris a chance to settle himself in and take the team forward.
As we see Sunil Ambris just racking back on the back foot, a short delivery by Hodge, pulled into the deep mid-wicket area, into the fence for 4. The first 4 boundaries in this innings, and they are off to a really good start here. Sion Sween is the opening partner with him. We have not seen this in the tournament, but a change is very good here at times as Ambris is taking strike from Hodge again. Just turns that one to the mid-wicket area, quick single. Good run in between these two.
Yes, and we see here Ambris taking the boundary, lower shot into the area where there is no fielder, and then giving up the strike to Sween, whose job here has to be the aggressor.
I agree. And this one is short, and he pulls it through mid-wicket down the cow corner area into the boundary for 4. And as you said, Miles, Sween would be the man who taking the attack to the bowling, and he has done that successfully. Another boundary to the salt and breakers. That brings the end of the first over. A good start for the breakers here in the second game.
Yes. Clearly, this is a bit of a fact-finding mission for the breakers. They have struggled to find a partner for Ambris who can really take the attack to the bowlers and give Ambris that opportunity he wants to just play himself in a little bit. So Sween, as was mentioned earlier, who has had a few good innings at the back end of the salt and breakers innings, has been brought to the top now to play that aggressor's role.
So we see Lewis, who have been doing the bulk of the bowling here in the power play for the Hikers, will be bowling to Ambris. As you said earlier, Miles seemed as though he wants to play second fiddle and give Sween the opportunity to really unleash on this bowling attack. So it'll be Lewis. Flighted delivery driven nicely back past Lewis. Is running down to the fence. into the fence for 4. A really nice shot there by Ambrose. Just caressing it back past Lewis into the fence for 4. A wonderful shot.
Yeah, that was really a wonderful shot by Ambrose. He didn't try to overhit it at all. He just looked to time the ball as much as possible, and he did exactly that, and resulted in 4 runs. Beautiful shot.
It's Lewis again. Short delivery, pulls that one to the man at deep mid-wicket. Picks up another single. The return comes in. So we actually seen a really a good plan coming together here. Sween, the first time up front, given the opportunity to get some runs on the board. So at second over, it's now what? 16 without loss, and he's beaten outside the off stump by Lewis. A good delivery taken by wicket keeper Douglas, it is, who's doing that job for the Hikers. He has been very economical, Lewis, here in this tournament and the one before. As he continues, that ball strikes him somewhere in the abdomen area. There's an appeal, not out, says the umpire, and he's still there fighting the battle for the Salt Pond Breakers, Cian Sween. Over number 2, been bowled by Lewis. Fires at that one, misses outside the off stump. 3 diamond deliveries so far. It is not working the way that Sween would like it to be, gentlemen. He's in again. That one is up into the air. Sween swings, misses, and he is out bowled. They have lost their first wicket, the wicket of Cian Sween. The ploy has not worked, and they have lost their first wicket.
Well,
Romel.
That was always on the cards. Well, it was either a wicket, in my opinion, or 6 or 4 runs, because he had faced, leading up to that wicket, he had faced 3 diamond deliveries. So the pressure was on him to score. He was brought in precisely for that reason, to give Sunil Ambrose some help in terms of pushing the scoring rate forward. So pressure was on him, and he lost his wicket as a result. Well, good bowling by Otney Lewis, in my opinion. For the most part, he kept the ball close as possible to the batsman, cramping him for room, and that resulted in a wicket, and the last of our strikers should be extremely happy with that.
Yes, a very good start by Lewis, taking the wicket of Cian Sween, bowled for 5. So here comes Lewis, will be joining Sunil Ambrose. He's still at the crease. Hodge will be bowling the 3rd over. This is our second encounter, day number 11. Hodge is in. That one is turned off his legs to the man at mid-wicket, short mid-wicket. Diving, tumbling field there by the man. Return comes back into the keeper, Douglas. Another run to Ambrose.
The new batsman, Carver Williams, is a player that I have been impressed with. I saw him for the first time in the VPL. I like the way he strikes the ball. He never seems to want to overhit the ball at all. He seems like a natural hitter, somewhat of a Pollard-like batsman. I think he has quite a fair way to go in this cricket once he continues.
Loud appeal there. Not out, says the umpire. Lewis looking to turn that one through the onside. He has gotten some starts so far in the tournament. He has not really gotten the big scores, but he has looked really good. Agreed you there. He hits the ball very nicely. He's in again. He will attempt to pull that one through the onside. A shortish delivery, just ricocheting to the keeper. The keeper runs well and cleans up, and the score remains on 17 for 1 over number 3. Hodge. Flighty delivery, beaten outside the off stump, taken by wicket keeper. Another diamond delivery. Excellent bowling here by Hodge. So we see a change in the field. He has brought the deep mid wicket in, pushing back the sweeper. So he'll be looking to bowl just on the off stump to Lewis. Faster delivery, back punches it to the man at short extra cover. Picks up another single. The score moves up to 18. 18 for 1. That brings Ambrice on strike. He's been doing the bulk of the scoring so far for his team and in this innings. Faster delivery, beaten outside the off stump. Not cleanly taken by the wicket keeper. Another over by Hodge. A pretty decent over being bowled here by Hodge.
Well, that is what a wicket does, really. It slows down proceedings, as is evident here. So the Hikers will be very happy with that. Carver Williams, he has faced about 4 deliveries thus far. He would have to get acclimatized to the conditions as quickly as possible, because this is the power play. This is when you would expect the batsmen really to flourish, with only 2 men allowed outside of the circle. So Carver Hodge is going to face O'Neill Lewis again. Surprisingly, he's bowling out his 2 overs, but he did bowl a good first over. So then again, so he might not be too surprising for most.
It'll be Lewis. Over number 4. Final over in the power play. Hikers versus Salt Pond Breakers. He's in. Short delivery, wraps him on his spot. He's called through for a single by Ambrice. There should be some trouble here. He looks like he's been run out. Yes, he is. He responded late to the call from Ambrice. He wasn't looking for that single, and he has suffered a run out through to careless cricket, I would call it, really. He should have responded much earlier. Yeah, Romel.
Yeah, well, Carver was ball watching. The ball, he tried to play the ball went behind him. It was Ambrice's call. Given the nature of this form of cricket, this is 10-10 cricket. So every opportunity you have to get a single or get a 4, you have to take it. Carver came in, he batted 4 deliveries. The pressure was on him, so it was incumbent upon him really to try as much as possible to get Ambrice on strike. So, and that is exactly what Ambrice was trying to do. He was trying to get on strike, and Carver, in my opinion, should have responded a little bit more quicker. Like I said, he was ball watching. He wasn't really paying attention. So, and that resulted in him being run out.
Well, we have seen a couple of runouts in this tournament so far, and it had affected the teams very badly. How much would this affect the Salt Pond Breakers is left to be seen, as we have Thomas joining his skipper Ambrice as Lewis continue to bowls. That one is swept to the man at short, square leg, who does the feeling. The score remains on 18 for 2 Salt Pond Breakers. They are number 2 in the point standing. Really, they have qualified for the next round. Short delivery, beautiful shot by Ambrice, just giving himself some room and punching it through extra cover. A wonderful shot by Ambrice there. You can see his wrist coming into play there. Bascom.
Yes, and you see that they're still trying for the low risk options, trying to hit the ball on the ground past the fielders. I think what Lewis needs to do here is get it a little bit fuller and force him to hit the ball to long on and deep mid wicket.
I agree. It's on the leg stump, he sweeps, crashes into the pad, runs a quick leg by signal by the umpire. Another run to the tally. So Thomas will be facing his first delivery in this, the 22nd game, day number 11, VPL 2.0. Lewis to Thomas. Thomas is bowled. A really bad shot by Thomas first up. It was pitched on the middle stump. He went to pull it to mid-wicket, only ricochet into the stumps, and Salt Pond Breakers have lost their 3rd wicket.
Yeah, that was really a bad shot by Thomas. It seemed as though he premeditated it, because before the ball was delivered, to me, it seemed that he had gone back on the back foot, anticipating a shorter delivery, and he had yet to face any deliveries at all. So, I don't understand why he would want to do that. He had just come in, they had just lost the wicket, so it was incumbent upon him really to try as much as possible to stay with Ambrice. He is a good player after all. We have seen him before in the first edition of the VPL. He was the emerging player. He has played some pretty okay innings thus far in this year's VPL. So I was a bit taken back by the fact that he opted to premeditate so early in his innings. So I don't know if that's going to spell trouble for Saltpond Breakers. But as it stands, they have lost the third wicket. So they're a bit on the back foot.
Well, this is what the Hikers would really want. And they would like to see the back of Sonny Lambris as well. But they have struck. They have taken 3 wickets so far in the power play. A brilliant start for the Hikers. They need to win this game to get themselves up to the 4th position. And Pierre joins him as he stabbed that one to the man at square leg. There's no run. That's the end of the 4th over. The power play has been completed, gentlemen. And they have lost 3 wickets in that power play. What do you see from here on in?
Even more than 3 wickets, they have only been able to get to 23 runs in 4 overs. So with losing those wickets, they would have been satisfied if they could have gotten up to 40. So it's a lot of pressure now on the skipper Ambris to carry this score. He still has the likes of Ryan John and Dylan Johnson, who are quite competent hitters. But he would want a partnership here, do a little bit of rebuilding with Romano Pear, which I think this is Pear's role in this batting lineup for just this type of circumstance, where you need somebody to be solid at the other end, pick up the single, build a partnership, and a lot still would be dependent on Ambris. He would be looking to bat deep into this innings and handing off probably the last 3 or so overs to Ryan John and Dylan Johnson to do further damage.
Well, at 23 for 3, over number 4 have been completed the power play. Here comes Stapleton. He has not been bowling a lot in this tournament, so this probably think his 2nd time he'll be bowling in this tournament. He'll be bowling to Ambris. He's whipping that one just off the off stump, really using his wrist and turn it into the onside for another single. One of his comfort zones, really. So another one to the total. Do you think that too much responsibility has been handed over to Ambris here in this team, especially when it comes to batting?
I won't say too much responsibility. He is a West Indies ODI opening batsman, a middle order batsman. Definitely the pick of the batsman. I think the leading run scorer now in the tournament. The leading run scorer in the second in the last tournament as well.
Short delivery, and Pierre pulls that one to the man. A deep mid wicket. He was patrolling the boundary there. Good return to the wicket keeper. Score moves up by 1 more. So a very good power play here by the Hikers. Just what they wanted.
Yeah, it's an excellent power play. If you had asked them before the match had started, if they would have chosen this outcome, they would have gladly accepted it. But the Saltpond, as Miles Bascom said, they still have Sonny Lambris batting. And in the hut, you have Ryan John and Dylan Johnson, and we all know what these 2 players could do. Ryan John started out pretty hot for the first game. He has since tapered off just a little bit in terms of the batting, but I saw him earlier on practicing, so he should fancy his chances of getting back to form.
Short delivery, and Ambris is on top of that one, pulling it down into the fence for 4. A beautiful shot by Ambris again. That was a short delivery, and he really climbed on top of it and pulled it to square leg for 4. A really fine shot by Ambris. He's batting really nicely this afternoon.
Yes, I would say an ill-advised delivery from the bowler. Not fast by any means. Square leg inside the circle. One of Ambris's favoured shot that pulled our hook shot.
And another short delivery into the fence for 4. Really bad delivery by Stapleton, and Ambris have taken full advantage of these short pitch deliveries.
Yeah, that's the feel that Desmond has is really surprising because he has played with Ambrose for quite a bit. Ambrose, as we all know, is a risky player. So a lot of balls that would be hitting off stump, he has a tendency to just bend his wrist at the last minute and get them behind square. So I would like to think that a compulsory field would include one that has a deep square leg once Ambrose is batting.
I agree with you there, Currency. 33 for 3. Over number 5, wide delivery. Signal by umpire. Bayam is doing the adjudication today. He's in the middle. The weather is fantastic. The sun is up. And we are having cricket here at Annisville Sporting Complex. VPL 2.0 here. Salt Pond Breakers versus the Hikers. Short delivery outside here. Some cutaway to the man at short third man. He takes another single.
Yes. The tactics here by the La Soufriere Hikers baffle me somewhat. You have the two men out, a square on the offside and square on the leg side, and then you have third man and fine leg in the circle. So I wonder which side of the wicket the bowler is being asked to bowl. There you saw Ambrose just attempting to run that one past the third man in the circle. A sensible shot, low risk. So I think that the Maloney as captain has to really think about these plans a little bit better. I don't think that they are quite fully formed to Ambrose quite yet.
So Lewis has taken over the bowling attack from our commentary booth and a dot delivery. Haywood, it is. So a dot delivery, a diamond delivery there to Ambrose. He has a number 13 on his back. He's in again, short delivery, misses the bat, misses the keeper, misses everything, runs close to the fence. Good work there by the fieldsman. They're coming back for third. Look like trouble. It spells trouble here. And he is run out pair. Pair is run out on the third run. And they have lost their fourth wicket through the run out route.
It had always seemed like it would have been difficult to get back there. So I don't understand why Pierre would have wanted to get back for the third. And again, Ambrose would have remained on strike because they had already gotten 2 runs. So I couldn't understand it because at when he had turned, the fielder already had the ball in his hand. Oh, ill-advised. They've lost 4 wickets now. Ryan John is on his way in. I don't think they would have expected him to be batting this early. But you never know. He is a first-class player with lots of pedigree. He can bat somewhat. He has shown that in the first game. So this might just be a blessing in disguise.
Well, he would have some time at the crease. Some overs to bat as well. He has joined his skipper, Sunil Ambrose, who is still batting. He has started the innings. He is unbeaten on 26. He has done the bulk of the 20th. He has done the bulk of the scoring so far. So Ryan John has joined him. And we have seen some really bad cricket by the Salt Pond Breakers. The batters, some bad judgment, have lost 2 wickets so far through the run-out route. And the Hikers are having a really good day in the field so far. Short delivery to John. John comes back and pulled that one to the man at mid-wicket. Comes in, fields. 1 more to the total. So we have seen a cluster of wickets falling from the power play to now, and really the Salt Pond Breakers have no one to blame but themselves. Outside here, some neatly played by Ambrose. Those touches as he picks up another 2 runs. Very easy. Really nice shot there. We used to call that before the late cut. A really excellent shot by Ambrose. He's using all sorts of finesse in this innings.
Ambrose is batting well so far, but I'm impressed with how Haywood has bowled so far. He seems to have under control his lines and length. He's not allowing too much room to fire.
Again, he's back and punches it to the man at backward square who feels. That's Douglas. Picks up another single. Really good batting here by Ambrose. He seems to be the one who wants to carry his bat through the innings and really take it to the hikers. It's John. Short delivery. John pulls that one to the man at square leg who comes in and field. So a pretty decent over by Jeremy here, by Haywood. Just about 5 runs from that over. A really decent over there by Haywood. Both.
Yeah, Haywood is sticking to a very simple plan. He's using the wicket, had some pace on the ball. It doesn't give the batsman the option to hit the ball down the ground. He is basically asking them to pull the ball into the wind. Not quite the biggest side of the field today, but it's still usually a very difficult end of the field to clear unless you get full maximum contact.
So we see another change in the bowling here. See Douglas with the bowling from the E.T. Joshua end. He'll be bowling to Ryan John, who has played a very good hand for his skipper on several occasions in this tournament so far and expect to continue doing so. Short delivery, ease it inside and tucks it on the onside for another single. It's a bad start there by Douglas.
Yes, Douglas has been trying to bowl that ball outside the off stump from that end.
This one is smashed over mid-wicket by Ambrose. Just getting outside the off stump and really just resting the willow on it, and it flew over mid-wicket for 6. Great shot.
A good shot by Ambrose. I was thinking that 6 overs have been bowled. Ambrose haven't faced 20 deliveries thus far, 19 before that shot. He would want to step on the accelerator because the current run rate is just a bit under 8, and they would fancy themselves getting more than that.
He's hitting that one again over mid-wicket into the fence for 6 more. So he has started the upward trend for Salt Pond Breakers. 2 deliveries, 2 sixes. Great start here in this over for Salt Pond Breakers and Ambrose.
Yes, I think Douglas isn't quite sure where to bowl. Ambrose is getting in position very early.
Wide signal by the umpire. So another one to the tally for the Salt Pond Breakers. Again, he's been highest over mid-wicket. 1 run this time, 1 bounce to the fielder. The throw comes in. A good over so far for Salt Pond Breakers. 15 so far from this over. John comes in to strike. This one has been hammered down to the man at long on. Calvin Hodge, who does the fielding. Another run to the Salt Pond Breakers. Skipper Ambrose comes in to strike. And we see Skipper Maloney he's ringing in the changes here. He's bringing himself into short mid-wicket. Just the square leg. He has now have 1, 2, 3, 4 passes on the boundary rope on the onside. Salvan is the man short. And this one is outside the off stump taken by the wicket keeper. Dot delivery, diamond delivery to end the over. Good over so far good over here for the Salt Pond Breakers in the second encounter this afternoon.
Yeah, well, they have 18 deliveries left in which to maximize as much as possible. From what we've seen thus far, it would seem as though Ambrose has decided to really step up and put his feet on the pedals. Whether or not he adopts this attacking route to Haywood is a different matter, because as Miles said earlier on, hitting to the side, yes, it's the shorter side now, but it's oftentimes the harder side in which to get a 6 or a 4. So it will be interesting to see how Ambrose plays Haywood going forward.
It's Haywood outside the off stump. Why signal by the umpire? 18 deliveries to go. Hikers are doing well so far. He's in short delivery outside the off stump. Punch to the man down at long off. Feel it cleanly. Good start to Haywood over so far. He has bowled 1 over so far. He has done pretty well. He'll be bowling to Ambrose, who have stepped up the tempo in the last over. What would he do from here on in? So outside the off stump, he went for the drive, coming off the outer portion of the bat into the fence for 4. So a fortuitous edge here by Ambrose, but it brings him 4.
Yeah, the plan is clear by Ambrose. He's targeting the side that is normally known to be easier to get boundaries. Previously, in the last over, facing the off-spin bowler, he was going across his wicket and looking to hit on the leg side. We've seen a completely different plan now. He's backing away, trying to open up the offside, as we say. So there is one man sweeping space over the extra cover boundary.
This one is hoisting that to the man at deep square leg. Picks up another single. Score moves up to 65. I think that Ryan John really needs to put the pedal to middle. This one is short. He pulls it down to the man at square leg who comes on and field. Another single to the Salt Pond Breakers side. I really think that they need to get some of those loose deliveries over the fence, gentlemen. This one is punching it down to the man at long off, who does the feeling. A really good over here being bowled by Haywood. An excellent over so far.
Yeah, he's keeping it simple, isn't he? He has found the perfect line and length, in my opinion. He's just conceded about one boundary. One boundary thus far. He's bowling exceptionally well.
Haywood continues to bowl. This one, he is heisting it over mid-off into the fence for 6 on the commentator's booth. You could hear the ricochet of that one. That's a big hit. 6 runs to Ryan John. A really good shot by him.
Yes, and this is the difficulty with having spin bowlers bowl at the back end of the innings. It's very difficult for them. They have a very small margin of error. That one, I think, was just a little bit fuller than the length that he was getting success with, and it disappeared above the 4th story of this media center building.
A huge hit that was. A huge hit by John. He has played some fantastic shots in this tournament so far. I'm just remembering the one yesterday where he chipped and really landed on the players' pavilion. Today he have struck that one straight to the commentator's booth. He has some power within those shoulders as well, Currency.
Yeah, Ryan John, powerful lad. Like I said before the game, he was practicing those hits. That's the difference between the difference of an over. Because just a while ago, the run width was just about 6, thereabouts, and it has ballooned up to a little bit over 9. So you really, as a batting unit, you have to stay positive. You have to keep wickets in hand and don't panic. Because one over can take you so far ahead. Yeah, and this is what we've seen here. And as long as Ambrose continues the way he has been going, and John seems to have joined the party, they can very well get to 100, as close as possible to 100 or even greater.
You read that. That's 73 for 4. Stapleton comes back for his second over. Another 12 deliveries remaining in this game. Ambrose is on strike. He has batted well so far. He has led his team in the batting. He is doing that today. And he himself and Ryan John has another 12 deliveries to go. 75 for 4. Stapleton with the ball in his hand for the Hikers. This one is pitched up and Ambrose is heisting that one over mid-off. Calls for two. Looking very comfortable with that too. Ball comes in and breaks the stump by the wicketkeeper. 50 for Ambrose, another well played 50 for him. Excellent batting by him again, and he has always been leading from the front. Congratulations to him. Excellent innings by Ambrose so far.
Yes, very well played. Even though wickets have been falling on the other side, on the other end, Ambrose has still been able to keep a strike rate close to 200, and he is the leading run scorer. And what is more impressive than that is that he has been able to maintain that strike rate above 180.
This one is heisting that over mid-on into the fence for 6. A welcome bung here by Ambrose. Stapleton just losing his line somewhat, and he has paid the price for doing so.
Ambrose is well set now, so we should anticipate that run rate going far and above that 9.13 we saw a while ago. Stapleton being medium pace, he doesn't really have that option of bowling too short. He can try it, but it may not work out too well for him.
This one has been pulled through square leg into the fence for 4. Another bung there for Ambrose. The score moves up to 85 for 4. 85 for 4, and Ambrose is on fire.
Yes, Ambrose triggering very early to the offside, making sure that that delivery that comes just on about off stump or just outside, he still has the ability to walk that into the next side, which he did on the last 2 occasions. Stapleton would need to be able to adjust his line so that when Ambrose moves out towards the off stump, that he forces him to hit the ball through the offside still.
Stapleton will try to curb this run's flow. He's in short delivery and he's been pulled through mid-wicket. Hodges on the boundary, who does the fielding. See a little cat and mouse going on there between both bat and fielder. Score moves up by 1. 86 for 4. That brings Ryan John into strike here, and he has another 2 deliveries in this over. 2 deliveries in this to bat. What would be his plan? Not sure, but he will be looking to clear that fence. But the Stapleton will try to deny him. He's in a slow delivery and he plays that one nicely to the man at mid-wicket. Looking for a second, not really on. It's a good bowling there by Stapleton. Change of pace, a slower delivery. So Ambrose is back on strike, and he's been going at a very good rate. Yeah, he's been the chief scorer so far in this tournament. He has led from the front, and he continues to do that. He really wants to win this tournament for a second time. And if he has to do that, he has to continue batting the way that he is. So he's on strike. 87 for 4. Stapleton outside the house, beaten. Good delivery. Not taken cleanly by the keeper. He runs a leg by a bye. That brings the end of the 9th over. 1 over to go. Bye signal by the umpire. Ryan John and Sonny Ambrose is at the crease. 6 deliveries. Who would be bowling this over?
Well, they've only featured 1 pacer thus far, and it would seem as though another spinner is going to end things off. Whether or not Sonny is going to try to access the offside, we will have to see, because he has favoured that side of the ground thus far in the innings, being the easier side to hit to. I know Ryan John, for one, he, given his power, he would favour either side. He would look to hit straight. If the ball goes down the leg, he'll look to hit leg, because he is that kind of a player, very powerful. I'd like to take the time out to shout out a friend of mine, Kerwin John, the president of the Tobago Cricket Association. He is watching.
So Ambrose is just pulling that one to the man at that deep square leg, bounces short. So he picks up another single. score moves up to 89. 89, 5 legitimate deliveries remaining. Down the left side, he flicks that one nicely. Down to the boundary, into the fence for 4 signal there by umpire Butler. A really neat shot there by John. And Douglas just losing his line somewhat there, Rumel.
Yeah, he lost, he strayed a little bit, and John was able to capitalize, gaining 4 runs. The length seems to be okay, he just has to adjust his line just a little bit.
Douglas is missing and he's out stump. And there goes the celebration. Another wicket has fallen. John has gone out stump. A great delivery there by Douglas. He deceived him and they have lost their 5th wicket in this, the 10th over.
Yeah, excellent delivery as you said there. He was bowling decent lengths. You know, he had strayed the ball previously, slanting it a bit down leg and got 4 runs for it. But he adjusted nicely. But in comes Dylan Johnson, a left-hander, capable of hitting the ball very, very, very far, as we have seen thus far. But the ball will be going away from him. And what we have seen from Dylan Douglas is that so far is that he tends to slow it up every now and again, giving the ball a chance to turn. I'm not sure if he's going to be brave enough to try it this delivery here. Well, we'll have to see. But I would like to believe that sort of delivery would be the best option, because Dylan Johnson, as a new batsman, might expect a full, faster delivery, and bowling it slow, giving him time to spin, might just deceive him enough to get a wicket.
It's Douglas around the wicket, slower delivery outside the off stump, and he's punching that down to the mid-off fielder, who takes a simple catch, Stapleton, and the plan has worked. Currency.
Yeah, I think he was listening to me. Yeah, but that was excellent thinking on his part. Normally at this stage, when a batter comes into bat, having to face just about 3 or 4 deliveries, that batter normally would expect the bowler to basically fire the ball in at a Yorker length or just a good length. But Dylan Douglas, knowing who he was bowling to, decided to just slow it up, give it time to spin, and allow the batsman to get his own power.
He's bowling now to Ambrose, who has no difficulties in lifting that one over the long on boundary for 6, and he is batting beautifully.
Well, you have to choose your batsman, innit? You know, I recommended that for Dylan Johnson, but Sunil Ambrose, who has been there for a while, more than likely that delivery will not work, and it has shown. So you really have to choose who you decide to bowl that delivery to.
Well, 1 delivery remaining in this, the second game, VPL 2.0. Hikers versus Saltpan Breakers here, Annisville Sporting Complex. Ambrose has batted beautifully in this innings, and he's going to finish this innings here with another over cover. He's striking that one over cover. He's running close to the fence, into the fence for 4. Fielder couldn't get there, and he has finished with a flurry.
Yes, that was another lovely shot there by Ambrose. Douglas trying to get that one full into the block hole. Just missed his length by probably 3 or 4 inches, which was enough for Ambrose to get underneath it and get it over the extra cover fielder, bisecting the sweep on the boundary and long off, and running into the boundary for 4.
Well, we have come to the end of the innings, and Rumel Currency, the batting for Saltpan Breakers.
Well, it's quite evident by the score sheet. Ambrose really the dominant player there. I think he did extremely well, having been at the end of the 4th over 23 for 3. So that meant that in the last 6 over they were able to score 79 runs, and those the majority of that 79 runs would have come from the bat of Ambrose. No other batsman really came to the fore except Ryan John. They had a nice little partnership there for a little bit. But it was all Ambrose. It was really all Ambrose. So kudos to him. I think, like you alluded to before, he did extremely well to take his team past 100.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The batting for the Salt Pan Breakers. Ambrose getting 72 out of a total of 103. And the bowling for the Hikers.
Well, Kavim Hodge and Neil Lewis started out beautifully. You know, in the power play, as I said before, they were 23 for 3. Benetton Stapleton came on. He kind of let it loose a little bit. Haywood, I thought, bowled pretty well. He bowled 2 overs, 2 dot balls, 20 runs. It's just got a bit of a stick. He was hit for a 6 in the last delivery. But for the majority of his overs, I think he bowled pretty well. And Dillon Douglas, even though he got those 2 wickets at the end there, he went for quite a bit. And so the Salt Pan Breakers were able to capitalize and take full advantage, even though they weren't able to do so in the power play overs.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The batting and bowling for the Salt Pan Breakers and the Soufriere Hikers. They have a target of 103 to be made here at Annisville Plains. So we will be right back as we continue coverage here. VPL 2.0. More vibes, more flavor. And can't forget our sponsors. Big up to our sponsors, ITFX Digital Solutions, Fan Code, Dream 11, our premier sponsor, SVG Cricket Association Inc. We'll be right back to bring you the second half of this game. Hikers versus Salt Pan Rangers.
Few explorers, the Grenadines divers, 4 Charlotte strikers. Somebody celebrate your team. Last two breakers, the Salt Pan Breakers, Botanic Garden Rangers. It's from the bleachers we would see. VPL is more flavor, more vibes. VPL that bring the stadium alive. VPL, this is the joy of we life. It's the Vincy Premier. A few explorers, the Grenadines divers, 4 Charlotte strikers. Somebody celebrate your team. Last two breakers, the Salt Pan Breakers, Botanic Garden Rangers. It's from the bleachers we would see. VPL is more flavor, more vibes. VPL that bring the stadium alive. VPL, this is the joy of we life. It's the Vincy Premier League. explorers, the grenadiers divers, 4 charlotte strikers. Somebody celebrate your team. Last Soufriere hikers, the Salpan breakers, Botanic Garden Rangers. It's from the bleachers we would see. VPL
It's more flavor, more vibes.
VPL
That bring the stadium alive.
VPL
This is the joy of we life.
It's the Vincy Premier League.
Hills, mountains, high. Man, woman, shy, brown, Vincy, hands up high. And let me hear you say.
The playing field in this VPL 2.0 in our final game, final session for this afternoon here at Arnesville Sports Complex, where we have the Soufriere Hikers taking on Salpan Breakers, the defending champions. They have a total of 103 to get in this second half of this game. Gentlemen, the target has been set. Sunil Ambrisi have scored a well-played 72. What would be the approach of the second innings for the Hikers, Bascom?
Well, the Hikers would be very disappointed. I mean, after the power play, they had the Breakers 23 for 3. For them to come back and get what is a par score still, definitely the momentum would be with the Salpan Breakers. However, we do know that the Soufriere Hikers has the capacity, has the competency in the form of Salvan Brown, the likes of Desmond Maloney, Dylan Douglas, who is striking the ball very well. They definitely have the pedigree, but they would feel as though they are chasing probably 25 to 30 more runs than they should have been.
I agree with you there, Miles. They allow them to get away after that power play. But the chase is on here as the big Delon Johnson starts the bowling. That one is down the leg side. Wide signal by the umpire. Not the ideal start that he wanted. Currency 103 on the board. What do you think about the approach for the Hikers to this target?
Well, it's a gettable total, judging from what we've seen thus far. The Hikers, they have found themselves in a peculiar position, having to win this game in order to increase their chances of qualifying. So they really have to take the horn by its bull and win this game.
Clips that one off his pad. Brown, he calls for a single, picks it up nicely. One, so they are off. The Hikers are off and running. Maloney, he got some yesterday. He's at the top of the order today. Would it work out for them? Left to be seen. He would be taking strike from Johnson, who has been one of the better bowlers for the Salt Pan Breakers. We have skipper Ambrose is at first slip, a backward point, third man, as he run past the umpire. It's down the leg, wide signal by the umpire. Salt Pan Breakers looking to defend 103. Johnson not starting as the way he normally does.
Well, based on the field setting here, I'm third man up in the circle. Deep square leg and a long on. Johnson coming around the wicket, seems as though he wants to take away the arms, give no room outside off stump, and bowl straight at Maloney.
Yep.
He is now bringing up the long on to a mid-on position and sending back the short fine leg to a deep fine leg.
Well, then he turns that one to the man at fine leg. He was just pushed back to that position. Picks up another single. Over number 1, 4 without loss. We have Maloney and Salvan Brown opening the batting. Brown has been a very prolific batsman at local level here. He has scored a lot of runs. He has not gotten off in this tournament so far. He would like to do that in this game. This one is turning again through mid-wicket. Picking up another single. Score moves up to 5. So far the Hikers have picked up a couple of singles, a couple of extras been bowled by Johnson. Skipper Maloney has taken the responsibility to bat at the top of the order. Would he do the same as Sunil Lambris? Would the responsibility be the same as Johnson is in? This one is short and he's pulling at that. It flies off the top of the bat, goes down to the third man boundary, into the fence for 4. A fortuitous edge there by Maloney.
Good going so far. It has only been 4 balls. They have 9 runs on the table. They would want to maximize as much as possible in the power play. But they would be mindful that they cannot afford to lose wickets because their batting really, on a whole, has not come to the party. Desmond Maloney, the captain, he has just found some form. Desmond Maloney, he found some form in the last game, so he would want to make sure that he bats as long as possible and maximize his position as the opening batsman here. Salvan Brown, as we all know, normally a dash and goes from the very first ball. I was surprised that he hasn't done so as yet. It's a rather sedate start for him, at least.
Another single to Brown. Seems like he's contented with just turning over the strike to Maloney, who seems to be the aggressive one in this pair. But the first overs have been completed. It's 11 without loss in reply to the Breakers 103. They are 11 in the first over. A good start for the Hikers.
A completely different modus operandi here by Sunil Ambrose. He's starting with 2 pacers, while the Soufriere Hikers, when they bowled, they started with 2 spinners. They were successful by and large. having taken 3 wickets for just 23 runs in their power play. Salpon, on the other hand, they have conceded 11 runs from their first over. Ryan John, an experienced fast bowler.
This one, he's pulling. Somebody is coming under that delivery. It's Pierre. He drops it. He drops it. So Brown has a life. Brown has a life. A simple catch being spilled there by Pierre. Opportunity lost.
Yes, and Pierre is known for being one of the better fieldsmen, one of the better catchers certainly. He has already taken a few good catches. Usually a safe pair of hands. I'm sure that he is very disappointed to have put that one down.
Short delivery outside the off stump. There's a loud appeal and Maloney has gone out caught at the wicket. Cian Sween taking the catch and he has fallen for the chop and they have lost their first wicket, the Hikers. The skipper Maloney goes back and his terrible season has continued.
Yeah, unfortunately for Maloney, he has to go as captain. But good bowling nonetheless by Ryan John, in my opinion. There's a clear plan. They have fine leg back and deep square leg. So the line and length, as you have seen, I think would continue to be short or thereabouts. In my opinion, it was a bit lucky to get away with that delivery because it was wide. It was there for the taking, but I think the bounce of that delivery got the better of Desron Maloney.
Miles, they have lost their first wicket, that of the skipper. What does that spells for the Hikers?
Well, it's definitely not a good sign. They would have wanted Maloney to get a start. I think, as Romel mentioned, the plan was clear, it was telegraphed, and I think Maloney, decided that he would pull. I think probably a cut would have been a better option.
Lifting delivery there by John, and the ploy is really to bowl the ball short into the wicket after these batters, and they're not too comfortable. A really good delivery by Ryan John.
Yes, getting some bounce out of this wicket. All 3 of those deliveries getting very high, getting big on the batsman. Salvan initially not able to get on top of the first delivery. Maloney getting caught and Douglas just able to fend off that last one.
Yeah, so a good ploy being implemented here. I've taken the wicket of Maloney so far as John runs away, bustling run. Short delivery, that's up in the air. Is he going to take the catch? Yes, he does. And he has fallen to the trap of the short bowling, and John has struck twice in this over. Good bowling here by Ryan John.
Yes, I wonder about the I think this plan caught the batting team off guard. I think the first option should probably have been to open up the offside and take those 2 boundary fielders out of play. But we see all 3 batsmen attempting to beat the fielders on the boundary. And, in this case, Douglas not even being able to get the ball outside of the 30-yard circle.
So 4 deliveries so far from John. He has picked up the scalps of Douglas and Maloney. Bowling short. Salvan Brown was dropped by Pierre. Similar delivery. And we see skipper Sunil Ambrose have now placed himself in a slip position. First, second slip really. And there's a man at backward point, square cover, short extra cover as John runs away from us. Short delivery over the head of the new batter. Good delivery, one signal by the umpire over the shoulder. Really good bowling here by John. He's bowling with a lot of pace as well.
Yeah, John is really feeling it. Huh? He's running in. He's in a rhythm. He has 2 wickets to his name. He could have had 3 easily. Could have had 3. So the momentum is with him. The Soufriere Hikers would want to see him out, see off this over at least, and then regroup and then come up with a better plan going forward.
So John just stops in the middle of his run, not too comfortable with that one. So we have the Dominican. A busy player he is, but he has the likes of Ryan John, Dylan Johnson, fast bowlers to contend with here. So it's an exciting start here for Salt Pond Breakers as John short delivery and he's on top of that, playing it nicely. A little cat and mouse between both players. That brings the end of the second over. A fiery over bowl by John here. 2 wickets, 1 catch going down. An excellent start here for Salt Pond Breakers in this second over.
Excellent bowling by Ryan John. It was a double bluff really, because he called the fine leg in to 45. He sent back the long on, so a batsman might expect, hey, he has already bowled 1 shot for the over. This is going to come up in the half. And Ryan John, he said no to himself. He said, no, I'm going to keep it a bit short of a length. And that worked out well for his favour. He has gotten 2 wickets with just 1 run. And like I said before, that he could have gotten 3. So excellent over being bowled by Ryan John.
So after that exciting over brings back the big man, Dylan Johnson, will continue from the top end. And we see the ploy continue here. He's bowling to Brown, who's playing forward. And the top delivery, a diamond delivery that is. Another good delivery there by Dylan Johnson, the big strapping fast bowler. These fast bowlers are doing excellent work here for the Salt Pond Breakers.
Yeah, I'm happy to see Dylan Johnson has not followed suit with Ryan John, because he's not as quick as Ryan John. And in the previous game when he bowled against Salvan Brown, when he dropped short, Salvan was able to punish him. So in my mind, he's doing the right thing here. He's sticking to a decent line and length. He's not getting over ambitious by bowling those short deliveries, because Salvan has a penchant for hitting those short deliveries for 6, especially with Dylan Johnson's pace. He's not as fast as he used to be, but he's still very much a good bowler, good control of his lines and length.
This one is pitched up in his half, driven to the man at mid-off. Scamper 2 for a single. The score now moves up to 13 for 2. The Hikers replying to the Breakers 103. They are 13 for 2. Over number 3 been bowled here by Dylan Johnson. An exciting second over have been completed by Ryan John, picking up 2 wickets, a drop catch in the process as well. And we are here having an exciting evening here at Arnesville Sports Complex as Johnson outside the off, some driven nicely by Hodge to skipper a short extra cover. Another diamond delivery, and the pressure continues to build here on the Hikers.
Yes, the Hikers need to get a move on. There's no space in this format for consolidating. Even though they need to build a partnership, they need to keep the scoreboard ticking over.
This one is outside the off, he chips as Hodge and finds a gap between the mid-on and the man at short extra cover into the fence for 4. A nice looking shot there by Hodge.
Yeah, he really has to get going, as Bassi said. There's very little room to consolidate, and they're already behind the 8 ball, having to win this game in order to give themselves a chance of qualifying. So they really have to kick on. They're still in the power play at 17 for 2. Salt Pond Breakers, as we all know, they have decent bowling to come in the form of Ambrose, Lane, and the left arm spinner. So they really have to try as much as possible to take advantage.
This one is played nicely to the man at what could be some trouble. Throw comes in from Pope, who's an excellent fielder, missing the stumps, backed up. Another diamond delivery. That brings the end of over number 3. And an excellent start here by Saltpond Breakers. They have picked up 2 wickets in the process, and the Hikers need to get a move on here if they are to get this target of 104.
Yes, Salvan Brown is still there. Hodge, a player of some pedigree. So definitely they have the competency to get the job done. They just need to gain some momentum. Javid Harry would come into the attack, left arm orthodox. He has been quite efficient for the Saltpond Breakers, bowling to two right-handers as well. Sunil would want him to tighten the screws even further and build some pressure here.
Well, momentum is what they need here. Over number 4, power play. And there's another delivery as Harry skips across and tries to prevent a single. Doesn't do that. Another one to the total. So it's 18 for 2. 18 for 2 as Javid Harry wins his first over. Last over of the power play. A really excellent power play so far for the Saltpond Breakers here against the Hikers. Really good cricket here. Hodge, the man of the moment. Short outside the awesome and he punches. Oh, bad misfield there by the man at short extra cover. That's a hard working Ryan John. And it goes through the leg for 4. A rare error.
Yeah, Ryan John really should have held on to that ball. But nonetheless, Javid Harry is bowling a decent line and length here. Was a bit unlucky when that delivery was struck for 4. But he has the idea of bowling a bit middle and leg, cramping the batsman for room, which I think is the right line and length to try to bowl.
This one is driven back and he's dropped. He is dropped in the process, really. Hodge looking to drive that down the ground. Found Harry in the way. The ball bubbled out of his hand. He went for a second attempt and they sneak a single in the same vein. He has dropped Hodge. Another chance going a begging, gentlemen.
Yeah, Kevin Hodge should really look to take advantage of his opportunity. He hasn't really come to the party thus far with the bat. So he has the ability, certainly he does, being a first-class player. So he can play the big shots, but just mean he hasn't executed so far. So Salvan Brown, on the other hand, as he would look to take advantage.
This time he pulls that one over mid-wicket into the fence for 6 signal by the umpire. A short delivery by Javid, and he made best use of it. Over the fence for 6, a good shot by Brown.
Yes, that's the way Salvan plays. Like I said, I was a bit surprised that he didn't go gung-ho from the very start. I don't know if it was because he hasn't gotten the scores that he wanted, but he has a base now.
Quick single. Another one to the board. 30 for 2 over number 4 in reply to Saltpond Breakers 103. They need to get 104 to win this game. It's Javid Harry. Hodge punches that man. That one to Ryan John, who feels cleanly this time. Brings you over to an end. The power play has come to an end, and they are 30 for 2. Your thoughts on the power play, gentlemen?
Well, not a bad power play given the fact that they have lost 2 wickets. They are ahead of where Saltpond Breakers were at the end of the power play. So there is a lot of hope there for them going forward. The only difference, we have to wait until the innings conclude. But Sonny Lambris was the key man there for Saltpond Breakers because he was able to shepherd the innings along. He stayed there, so he ensured that not too many wickets fell around him. So somebody here, whether it be Salvan Brown or Hodge, one of them would have to really stay and bat long while maintaining a healthy strike rate.
Change of bowling, a wide delivery being delivered there by a key bowler for the Salt Pan Breakers. He has taken a few wickets so far in this tournament. He has been a key figure for this Salt Pan Breakers team, bowling in the middle of the innings. Lane, and he starts with a wide delivery. Score goes up to 31. So he has a man short, fine leg, short, a man a square leg, deep mid wicket, long on, short extra cover, backward point, third man, a sweep on the boundary, and a long off. Outside here, some driven sweetly through covers is Brown. It's heading to the rope. There's some good feeling there, but unfortunately the ball rolled back onto this boot. So 4 runs to Brown. A really good shot by Brown to start the 5th over.
Yes, the last Soufriere Hikers know that they need to get the move on, which means that basically every bowler who comes now, they really have to take the attack to them. Lane has been quite good for the Salt Pan Breakers.
Brilliant delivery there again by Lane. Outside the awesome. Really had some pace on it as well. And Brown, true Brown, into the keeper's glove of Sween. And a diamond delivery being delivered.
Yes, I think Salvan would feel like he missed out there. I mean, that one was a length delivery, straight. I think that pass probably just over the outside of off stump. And that is something that Salvan would have liked to have gotten a hold of.
This one is short, slower delivery. White signal by the umpire. Easy adjudicator. But I think that's a pretty good fair delivery there by Lane. He counted himself a little bit unlucky.
Well, I'm assuming that was given wide based on height. But I haven't seen a signal from the umpire in terms of one for the over.
Exactly.
So that is a little bit confusing.
It's Brown who's tapping away at the crease. This one is up and he's going over the top. Falling short of the man coming on the sweeper boundary, that's Pope. Another single to him, and it seems as though Brown has stepped up a gear or two, knowing that he has to score maximum in this over really to get on top of this bowling. They need to get their foot in and put it on the pedal so that they could get to this 103 here. They have lost a few wickets in the process. Hodge is still there as Lane comes in again. This one is on the leg side. He whips it through mid wicket. A really nice shot by Hodge. Nobody move into the fence for 4.
It is a very good shot by Hodge. He was able to capitalize on the straighter delivery. I think Lane erred a little bit there because from what we can gather from the field setting, they have third man back. They have a square leg within the circle. They have a man on the 45 and just one man on the deep mid wicket boundary. So you're inclined to believe that the line ought to be just about off stump or just a bit outside off stump. Well, the field has since changed. Third man has come up. So that last delivery, I think Lane erred by coming a bit too straight to Hodge. But Hodge was capable enough to take advantage of that delivery.
So, the Hodge again. They have been changing the field. The third man has come up and the square leg has gone back. Lane outside the awesome. That one is cut sweetly into the fence for 4. Outside the off stump. Nobody moves again. A fine shot there by Hodge.
Yes, and Lane overcompensating here, giving Hodge width and Hodge capitalizing on that width for a lovely cut shot pass point for 4.
So we have seen some really nice batting here today. Started out with Sonny Lambris. Now we have seen some fine shots being played here by Hodge and Salvan Brown for the Hikers. As Lane again. This one is pitched up and Hodge is whipping it from the off stump to the man at long on. Deep That's the skipper, Ambrose. That's the end of the over. And at the end of over number 5, yeah, 46 for 2. Yeah. 46 for 2 here. When they need another 58 from 30 balls. Even, Stephen, gentlemen?
Yes, pretty much. Soufriere Hikers would probably like to have another 10 runs or so. But I think having lost 2 wickets without really getting any impetus, I think they would be satisfied with 46. 46 from 2 and what looks to be the beginning of a potentially fruitful partnership here. They would like these two to stay on for another 2 overs at least, probably add another 20 runs and keep them in the hunt.
Yes, they would like to have that. The Hikers, as Brown and Hodge continue to fight for them. Skipper Sunil Ambrose have taken the ball from the commentator's booth. He's bowling around the wicket. This one is outside the off stump. There's a loud appeal and Hodge is gone. Hodge is gone, caught at the wicket. Bowled Sunil Ambrose.
Yeah, that was an ill-advised shot by Hodge. The ball wasn't too short, so he should really have been on the front foot. The ball was being slanted across him, so I guess he told himself even before the ball was bowled that the cut shot would have been the shot to play to Sunil Ambrose, because we all know that Sunil Ambrose, he really fires them through. He slants them across, and so that is why I'm assuming Kavem Hodge was so quick to get on the back foot. Well, the replay shows that he was really looking to pull, but nonetheless, the intention of getting the back foot, the intention of getting on the back foot was the same.
So a really smart catch by the keeper, Sweden, as well.
Yes, that was a looked to me to be on the edge. May not have deviated much, but it's not a easy chance for a wicket keeper, and that was a brilliant take by Sweden.
Yes, as that brings Benetton Stapleton to the wicket. Left-hander, hard-hitting batsman. Ambrose around the wicket, outside the off stump, taken by wicketkeeper Sween. A real nice take again. He's doing pretty well with those gloves behind the stumps. Short delivery wraps him high on the glove. Just trickles out to the mid-wicket area. The keeper does the feeling and returns the ball to Ambrose, who have bowled 3 good deliveries so far, including the wicket off Hodge. He's back in the hut, and Brown is now taking strike. He's sweeping that one straight to the man at the square leg boundary. Picks up another single. A good throw comes in. A good over so far by Ambrose. Second delivery, Hodge back in the hut, and he has not conceded a boundary. Good bowling here by Ambrose so far. Outside the off stump, try to whip or punch that one through the offside, really. Only finding the man at short, fine leg. Short, fine leg. Some questions being asked here by Ambrose to the umpire. It's a little bit concerned. You know how he is very competitive with his cricket. Takes nothing for granted. That's how he plays it. Around the wicket. And Bennington is pulling that one to the man at deep mid-wicket. John is doing the feeling. He has been involved in the cricket all the way. And see some hustle and tussling and some some serious competitive cricket being there between these two. So the cat and mouse game has started, gentlemen.
Yeah, I would love to see the replay for that. I'm not too sure what exactly happened. We being so far from the actual play. But yes, Ambrose is known to be highly competitive as a cricketer. The Soufriere Hikers having to win. Well, they must win this game in order to qualify or to give themselves a good chance of qualifying. So I guess no holds barred for any team at all. All right, so they're still in a fairly decent position. They would have wanted to be a bit more than 50, but they need not to worry so much, because we have seen so far in the tournament what one good over can do for a team. You know, they have a current run rate of 8.33, if my memory serves me correctly. When the Saltburn Breakers were at the wicket, they were a little bit less than that at the end of the sixth over. In fact, they were 42 for 4 at the end of the sixth over. So Soufriere Hikers still need to believe.
To John Pope, that one is one of the edges that you call an intelligent edge from Salvan Brown. He's known to play those sort of shots, Miles, and he has gotten 4 with one of his favorite shots.
Well, I think he tried to get that somewhere between long on and deep mid wicket, probably looking to get 2. That one rushed him a bit for pace, took the inside edge, just past the stump and to the right of the man on the 45 inside the circle. A good start to the over.
Really good start there to the over. Need some impetus here. The Hikers. T. John Pope with ball in hand. As you see, skipper moving around his feelers, getting the best man in the right positions. Pope outside the off stump. White signal by the umpire.
Yes, and this is a ploy that we see being used quite often. Pope being one of the better exponents, bowling that ball very close to that wide line. I don't think the captain would be too rough on him for a couple extras as long as he executes more than he misses.
Yes. Outside the off stump, Salvan with a big swing outside the off stump into the keeper's glove. So another diamond delivery here, being delivered by Pope. He has started strongly. Going past the bat on several occasions here. As you said, the captain would not mind a few wide deliveries from that position from T. John Pope, who's bowling presently to Salvan Brown. He's beaten again outside the off stump, so that ploy is working nicely for him.
Excellent bowling so far by young T. John. Salvan is just going to swing and swing hard. I don't think he's going to look to do anything different. He might look to get across the stumps a bit more to try to access the ball, which I think should be the move, because the plan is clear outside off stump to Salvan.
This one is pitched up and is driven to the man at short extra cover. That's Javid Harry, who does the feeling. Single to Brown. Score moves up to 56. 56 in reply to 103 by Saltburn Breakers. We have 56. Benetton Stapleton will be taking strike. T. John Pope has the ball in hand. As you see, a sweeper, backward point, short third man, short extra cover. The third man is now going back to the boundary. Deep square leg, fine leg. Long mid on. Pope to Stapleton. Short delivery. Would he be out? No, just misjudged that one. That is Harry. And he runs into the fence for 4. He charged him and the ball was short and he punched it over extra cover into the fence for 4. A welcome boundary for the Hikers.
Yeah, welcome boundary. I think the plan is clear as well by the Saltburn Breakers, because they have, well, for that last delivery they had mid-off up and they had long on up to mid-on. They sent back the man on the 45, so they had a long fine leg and the third man, deep square leg, deep mid wicket. So the intention really by Tijon was to bowl short. The execution was a problem.
Short delivery, punch to the man. There's a sweeper there. Who comes around? That's John. That's good feeling. Turns comes into wicketkeeper Sween. That brings the end of the over. So we have completed 7 overs so far, and we played to 103. They are 61 for 3. Another 18 deliveries remaining. Your thoughts on the game so far? 43 runs needed from those 18 deliveries?
Yes, what we're seeing here from Sarpan Breakers, which is different from a lot of other teams, is clear planning. The plan to Salvan was obviously wide of the off stump, and then as soon as Stapleton came into strike, then you started seeing the short balls at the body. And it's clear that these players have been discussed, and the bowlers are certain what they need to do to bowl to them.
Sunil Ambris has done an excellent job with bat. He continues doing an excellent job with ball as well, gentlemen.
Well, he has to do it. He's the captain, and he wants to lead by example.
And there's a loud appeal here. Not out, says umpire Butler. Brown looked like he was in some trouble, but not out, says the umpire Butler. And he survives another close call.
Yeah, I think that one might have just been a little bit too close for the naked eye. Salvan did seem to be struggling, but it was a little bit touch and go there, and Butler probably giving Brown the benefit of the doubt.
Another good delivery by Ambris. Not a single. You would need more than those to get to 103 here today. But some sensible and smart bowling here by Ambris, restricting these batters to just singles. There's a short third man, a backward point, a man in front point, a sweeper, and he wraps him on the pad. There's an appeal again. Not out, says the umpire. Ambris with his hands spread wide, asking of the umpire certain questions. Not out, says umpire Butler. He's unmoved. Ambris wrong the wicket. This one now, oh, he has missed everything. Easy stumping there by Sween. Missed. The ball fell out of his gloves, and Salvan has survived again. This time he gets in contact with the ball, sweeps it to the man and shot. Fine leg, who runs around field. That's the end of the over. 12 deliveries remaining in this, the Hikers innings. They need to get to 103. This is a must-win game for them, really. And it is looking like an uphill task from here on in.
Yes, they're not been able to get any momentum. Stapleton, who is known to be quite a powerful striker, I don't think he has cleared the boundary quite yet. And Brown is struggling for timing. But it's not over yet. 2 overs. They need another 38. 39 runs, sorry, in 12 balls. Still possible.
Well, I was just told by our statistician, 19 and a half runs per over. And John has the ball in his hand. He's bowling from the E.T. Joshua Airport end. He'll be bowling to Salvan Brown, who has gotten a few chances well today. He has ride his luck so far. But it would be John, who has bowled rather quickly today and picked up a couple of scalp. He's in. This one is pitched up full length. No ball signal by the umpire. So there's a free hit coming up here. Stapleton will be on strike. A cardinal sin for a fast bowler this time.
Yes, definitely. the run chase is still on. A free hit here to Stapleton, who does have the ability to hit it quite a long way. And no ball like this could be just what the doctor ordered for the La Soufriere hikers.
Well, they need some momentum. They need a break. They have gotten it. It's for him now to take advantage of it. Stapleton, Benetton, there's a long on, deep mid wicket, deep square leg, fine leg. The third man, John, wrong the wicket. Short, he misses.
And we see John continuing the plan here to Stapleton. Short balls, not coming full to the bat, making sure that Stapleton has to play with a cross bat.
Well, the plan has worked successfully so far. They have not been able to get those balls outside of the 20 yards and 30 yards circle. And John has taken 2 scalps so far, and he's doing well here in the penultimate over. He's in again, short delivery, and pushes him back. Doesn't have any room at all to play, really. So some excellent bowling here by John. A plan that was thought out and brilliantly executed so far.
Yes, sticking to the plans here is Ryan John. Stapleton has not handled those deliveries particularly well. He still is trying to get down the wicket so that he can adjust the length to something that he is more comfortable with. But he certainly looks uncomfortable with that ball getting above wayside.
Indeed. It's John over the wicket. Outside the off stump, white signal by the umpire.
Right, and back on the money again. Salvan Brown, wide of off stump. Benetton, Stapleton, short into the body.
Brown's there on what, 22? He has 27. He has faced how many deliveries? 23. He has been there from the start. He has really struggled here this afternoon. He has gotten a few chances, and he's still there battling for the hikers. This one is outside the off stump, and he's smashing that over mid-on into the road there for 6. A welcome 6 for the hikers.
Yeah, that was a welcome 6 there by Salvan Brown. They're going to need more of that. But more than that, I'm impressed with the way the Saltpond Breakers have gone about their business on the field. Bassi alluded to the fact that they have clear plans, and by and large they have executed. They're, in my opinion, in the ascendancy, but 1 over can change things.
This one is short and punches over cover. 1 bounce to the man, 2 bounce picked up by Pope. He picks up another 2 runs. So just about 2 deliveries remaining this over. Score is now 77 for 3. They need to get to 100. They need another 21. 27 runs from just about 8 deliveries. 20.25 required rate. A mountain to climb here. This one is outside the awesome, beaten into the keeper's glove. Another diamond delivery. Excellent bowling here by John.
Yes, sticking to the plans. Outside off stump again to Salvan, who swings and misses. He does make a bit of an adjustment. It goes across to the off stump, but he's still trying to get the ball back onto the leg side, and that might be where he is going wrong.
Another diamond delivery being bowled here by John. Some smart, intelligent bowling here by John to complete the penultimate over. And 6 deliveries remaining. Well, we have not seen 27 runs taken from anyone in this competition so far, this tournament. It is needed now.
Well, the writing is already on the wall, in my opinion. 2 right-handers at the Stapleton is a left-hander, he would be hitting to the short end of the field. Not in this, well, not the short end, but the easier end in which to get a 6 or 4 because of the way the wind goes here, of the way the wind blows. 27, quite an uphill task. I don't see Hikers getting beyond 20 runs in this over. So, good going by the Salt Pond Breakers thus far. They would look to close out this innings as quickly as possible.
It would be interesting to see if Lane, who has been quite good getting the ball full, if he persists with the plan. The field does not quite suggest that. He seems to be going for full and wide as he has been doing successfully in previous games.
It's Lane. Outside the off stump, the ball goes through the wicket keeper, down to the fence. 4 runs are inner edge. A good start here for the Hikers. They need another 23 runs from 5 deliveries. It is not impossible here, but the task is a big task here. And as you said, he's been bowling well, but the fourth delivery has gone into the fence. Outside the off stump, a diamond delivery. Somebody would be run out. He is run out. Stapleton is run out, really. A call through there by Brown, and Stapleton has gone run out off the second delivery. Another wicket has fallen. 4 deliveries remaining to get another 23 runs.
Well, they will need to hit 3 sixes and a 4 to tie the game. 4 sixes would get them a victory. A new batsman is at the crease. He would not be on strike. Salvan Brown would be on strike, but Salvan Brown, so far as we have seen, has struggled somewhat to get the boundaries when needed. Jeremy Lane throughout the tournament has been adept to bowling those wide Yorker deliveries. I think he has the most wickets thus far in the tournament, so he should feel confident going forward, and so should the Salt Pond Breakers.
Lane with his third delivery down the leg. Wide signal by the umpire. 4 deliveries remaining, 22 runs to get. Lane with ball in hand. He has done an exceptional job for the Breakers. Brown is on strike. He's been batting from the start. He has been there. He has taken his bat straight to the end of this game. This one is pitched up into the legs. Just a single. Three deliveries remaining. 20 runs to get. Fat lady starts singing here. So Salt Pond Breakers have done an exceptional job so far. Their bowling has been on par. Some great bowling. As Lane, 3 deliveries remaining. Bowling delivery number 4. Bowl, beautifully bowled. Beautifully bowled. There's a loud appeal. There's a single taken, like a by signal by the umpire. But that won't help the cause here. Salt Pond Breakers, just another 2 more deliveries to clinch a win here in this, the second game, VPL 2.0, edition number 2. The Hikers versus Salt Pond Breakers, defending champions, and they have really played like champions here this afternoon. As Lane, this one is hit high into the mid-wicket area, 1 bounce to Ambrose, who fields, 1 delivery remaining, 19 runs to get, and the Salt Pond Breakers fans are celebrating already. Another victory for them. Lane has done an exceptional job. Skipper Sunil Lambris has bowled superbly. He batted right through the innings. He has led from the front in both aspects of the game, and he is to be commended. Lane, final delivery, full toss on the pad. That's the end of the game. Saltpond Breakers have won this game. They have played like champions, and you can't take anything away from them. Well done, Saltpond Breakers.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that was really well done. A good all-round performance there by the Saltpond Breakers in the field. It was clear that they had a plan from the very start. They studied each batsman that came into the wicket. Pennington Stapleton, as we all know, is adept to hitting those full deliveries for six, and the Saltpond Breakers give him none of that. The length primarily was short, and he was unable to execute effectively enough to give his team a way forward. When the spinners came, there was also a clear plan, depending on the batsman that was being bowled to. So I like the way the Saltpond Breakers have gone thus far. Their management and their coaching staff seem to have things down pack, as we would say here in our local vernacular. So they are in the ascendancy, the Saltpond Breakers. The Botanical Gardens is one of those other teams. Well, the scorecard is here. Salvan Brown, as you can see, was not out on 37. He never really got going outside of his usual self, because we all know that once he's in, either he hits the ball or he gets out. Dylan Maloney has once again, Desmond Maloney, has once again failed to impress. Douglas was caught and bowled John, beautifully bowled by John, bowled attackingly well. Kavim Hodge was there for briefly, but he himself never really got going. Was bowled by Ambrose for 18 of 12 balls, and Bennington Stapleton was run out there in the end by Swede. He himself again never got going. So the innings really never got that impetus that was needed by them in order to get a victory that they so badly needed. 86 for 4, not good enough if you are dependent on a win to qualify.
Yes, the Soufriere Hikers would have no one to blame but themselves. Having the Saltpond Breakers at 23 for 3, I think, at the end of their bowling power play, allowing them to come back and get a score over 100, basically put the pressure on them right away. And then some shrewd planning from the Saltpond Breakers. From the very start, we saw Ryan John employing that short ball, accounted for the two main batsmen for the Soufriere Hikers in Desmond Maloney and Dylan Douglas, and also had an opportunity from Salvan Brown. And so the Saltpond Breakers played a very solid game in the field, good planning, good tight bowling, backed up mostly in the field with some good catching and ground feeling.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We had two exciting games here today at the Arnisville Sporting Complex. The first game went down to the wire, where we saw 4 Charlotte Strikers winning that first game of the series. They get clinching their first 2 points against the leading point scorers on the table, the Botanical Garden Rangers. They were defeated, and this afternoon we saw defending champions Saltpond Breakers really playing like champions, defeating the Hikers, and we had an excellent day of cricket. Tomorrow morning we have another game, another packed program for you, where we have the 4 Charlotte Strikers will be coming up against Darkview Explorers tomorrow morning. That's the first game, day number 12, game number 1 tomorrow morning. I just want to say thanks to our sponsors, ITFX, Digital Solution, Fan Code, Dream 11, SVG Cricket Association, and for all the persons who have logged on to this broadcast, we want to say thank you. It was nice having you. We'll see you tomorrow morning, and it's always a pleasure. From the Arnisville Sports Complex, we're saying good evening and have a wonderful evening. More fun, more vibes. VPL 2.0.
Few explorers, the Grenadines divers, 4 Charlotte strikers. Somebody celebrate your team. Last Soufriere hikers, the Southampton breakers, Botanic Garden Rangers. It's from the bleachers we would see. VPL
It's more flavor, more vibes.
VPL
that bring the stadium